Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Germain Talks, and I hope you'd be doing absolutely safe and fantastic. Well, today's video is on MAC or MAE, which is actually a key constituent in any M&A agreement. So I'll try expounding on that. So stay tuned till the end of the video and I'll hope you'll find it interesting. So MAC, MAE, material adverse change, material adverse effect, is actually a provision in M&A document, M&A agreement, which excuses the buyer from from executing the merger and walking out of the merger, in subject to certain conditions. So what are they? But before that, I'd like to take few seconds on the timeline of any merger. So firstly, a merger is announced. After a certain number of days, it's executed. The money changes hands in terms of the outright cash purchase or share swapping, or the shareholders are paid at a pre-decided at the announcement time. The share price is fixed. So there are various mechanisms of closing the deal and paying the money. But before the merger is announced, there is always a due diligence done by the buyer in terms of the legal due diligence and the product due diligence, and all those things are done, and it goes on for months. So the whole risk profile of the company is made, and subject to that, a reasonable or the value is ascertained, and then the value is uh, proposed to the seller. But in certain cases, in certain points, those factors cannot be reasonably ascertained in as a consequence of due diligence, because they are unexpected or they have been concealed by the seller. So what are these? Like, something can be change of laws. If I am acquiring a company in province ABC, and then the province enacts a law that this product cannot be made here, or if made, there would be 80% tax tariffs on this product. So then it constitutes a material adverse effect on the company. So this is one point. Then there is industry-wide fluctuations. So assume that the whole industry is going through a downtime, like hotel industry or the airline industry, um, or the 2008 software industry burst. So this is one. But again, how much down slide is this particular company as compared to its industry peers? So the industry is going down by 15%, and if this is going by like 70%, so there is a significant delta between the average and its own. And is it even lower than the lower forecast? So if that is the point, then definitely it's something else which has triggered this, which constitutes a material adverse effect. Or there is general economic and political environment. If I don't want to be in business where the government has changed and it has very adverse view of my company. So this is one point. And lastly, in unanticipated things like COVID. COVID is something, no discussion is complete without this word. So COVID is a thing which can erode the value of any company. Like, assume that there is an airline which made an announcement of acquiring another airline in the month of February 2020, and after March all the airlines went into global lockdown. So because of this, there is a decrease in the revenue, or nosedive of revenue, by 90% or 95%. So hell no, no airline is going to acquire this another airline uh, because of this. So this is one clause. But like I said, the important thing to note here is that the buyer has to exhibit high standards of materiality, like material adverse effect has taken place. And like my dad always says, that buyer beware. So here also the court will try and see that has the buyer executed, like exercised whole caution in ascertaining the facts. So this is one. And as a consequence of that, the burden of proof always lies on the buyer in terms of exhibiting to the court that it has a material adverse effect has taken place. Well, in most of the courts, most of the jurisdictions, it's dealt by common law doctrine and the general contract law, but in certain jurisdictions like Delaware in United States, it has the Chancery Court, which has come up with some really great judgments, and and there was a case, Acon versus Fresenius Kabi, which was even confirmed by the Delaware Supreme Court, um, and the buyer was excused, um, and it walked out of the proposed merger. As a deeper study in the case, it was found that the the financials of the seller company nosedived as a consequence of something which could not have been reasonably ascertained by the due diligence, and it was even lower than its forecast and its industry average. So this was a financial MAC, uh, material adverse clause. And secondly, there were certain concealments in terms of the FDA audits and representation and warranties of the particular product. If the seller is not able to represent and warrant the production of that product in itself, then that can be anything, a question mark on the going concern of or the making ability of that product, which triggers a regulatory MAC, which is as admissible as the financial one. So, and in terms of the best effort basis, did the seller, did the buyer tried helping out its company, pulling out from the waters? So yes, it was demonstrated that the the buyer company tried pulling out, salvaging the company, but there wasn't either support or it didn't yield enough dividends, and as a result, the buyer company decided to abandon the rescue efforts and walk out. So this this was the construct of the case. Now, coming to the last and most important point, how does MAC affect or help in the contract management world? Like how? So the answer is that mergers and acquisitions are a very fanfare related thing. It's done. It's a significant point in a company's existence. But once it comes to the grassroots level of the contract management professional, then it sees that okay, are the synergies matching? Like I'm one, you're one, 1 plus 1, is it making 3, 2, 5, 0, -1, -10? So what is that? So if a contract management professional sees that okay, now we have acquired this company or made a decision to acquire this company, but my synergies are not matching, like not matching by 5% or 10%, then it's a question of renegotiating the merger bid. That's different. But this is like I'm a company making apples, and this is the company which is not even making oranges but destroying apples. So in this situation, it is a complete blackout, and then an aggregation of information is there, and then if it's relayed up to the leadership, can work wonders in terms of rescinding the merger with the effect of MAC clause, and the leadership can take a very very uniformed call on this point, and rescuing the company's capital. Well, that was all in this video, and I hope you liked it. And in case if you liked it, please let me know your comments, and I look forward to you in another video. Thank you very much.